Because there was another piece of news that broke Friday night, had nothing to do with upfronts, but is important to us.
It was before we had a bitter cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's delicious again.
It is delicious again.
Hot and piping and just hickory. It's gorgeous.
It's back. David Lynch tweeted out that Twin Peaks back on, indicating he is back in.
Bam!
Yeah.
And so it's funny because we had done this other chat when he exited and really went in depth with our theories on his psychology.
Right.
Why. And so do you think that ultimately now that he's back and they've made the deal for more money per episode, that this really was a play for cash? Not for himself, but for the show.
Probably, you know.
We really were like, I think he's scared. It's been so many years. It's so much to live up to. But no, he wanted more money because he's doing it now that he's got it.
I mean, but I should say, but who we don't know. I mean, maybe because again, the biggest thing we could go on was the head of Showtime's own speculation,
right.
Which again was, when everything's out in the public, you're like, how much is this tactics on everyone's side? Because Lynch quit on Twitter without telling Showtime. And then Showtime, David Nevins does his interview, and he's like, I don't know if he got cold feet. I don't know if this is a negotiating ploy. So who knows? I started to get hopeful. You start to read into everything, right? So the cast of Twin Peaks was being extremely vocal about wanting him back on social media.
Well, I truly think they, unless they were absolutely contractually obligated to do it, I don't think they would have done it without him.
No, and I actually don't think Showtime was going to either.
No, you cannot do that show without that creator. No way.
I think Showtime knew that too, and even though and that they weren't saying anything because they wanted it to work out.
Yeah.
But if he would not come back, I think they would have just pulled the plug. Like they would have just said, "Sorry, we're not doing it."
Yeah, it's weird because even as you're talking, for a moment I went into the space where I could picture the future of it airing, and the first time we heard that theme music coming up, I'm like getting chills thinking about this airing.
I know, I'm so excited. I'm so happy, relieved again, and so start to read into everything, and so the cast was being really vocal, and then Sherilyn Fenn, new to Twitter, Cheryl Lee, Madchen Amick, and I'm forgetting Kimmy Robertson, I think. 4 of the actresses in the show all tweeted pictures like a couple weeks before this announcement that he was back of them having dinner with Lynch. And that, I'm just
Wonder
like,
what they were talking about.
And I was like, they're trying to convince him, or he's saying I'm coming back.
What if it was like an intervention?
Who knows,
like, David,
right?
you have to do this. Let's do it. We can all do it together. It's gonna be amazing.
If that's true, then good work, ladies. We don't know, but I'm just, I'm well aware that when they come back and do these things years later, it could totally not work, and we've had examples when it didn't. Just having been told it was coming back, knowing those 9 scripts were written, no matter what, they were already written. I need to see it, right?
I have to see it. There's no way. And it's interesting because we get so excited about these things. We were excited when Arrested came back.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that is a little worried?
Absolutely. I mean, I know. I mean, it's, realistically speaking, of course, it's so easy for this to be disappointed. And Arrested Development, ultimately, it wasn't awful, but there was issues with it, and it couldn't recapture what those 3 years of the show were. And it's really cooled everyone's excitement on more.
Yeah.
You can sense that for sure, even though we're going to probably get more.
We are going to get more, but I think, the fan base is kind of like, I'll watch it.
Right. And that's sad. So, I'm well aware that Twin Peaks could not work, but I'm still too big a fan, and there's so many things that were left unanswered at the end of the show.
But there's so many things I don't need answered too. Like there's a lot that I'm fine that if they don't. Where do you stand on Fire Walk with Me? That may be a different discussion.
I won't go too hard down a rabbit hole because we have so much to talk about, but I'm pro Fire Walk with Me. I actually really like it, and I know that's hugely polarizing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make that as a thing sometime. Actually, it brings me to a point. You guys, you have an assignment. If you haven't seen Twin Peaks, that's okay, no big deal. It's on Hulu, and you can watch it. You can watch it this weekend.
Is it not on Netflix too? Is it only?
I believe it's on Netflix too.
Okay.
I mean, there's options.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is there are options for you.
Yeah.
And you need to watch it, and you need to catch up. Catch up.
And I think it's only 29, somewhere around 30 episodes.
Yeah.
It's not a giant commitment.
You could really reasonably, with a little bit of coffee and some momentum and some will, you could get this done this weekend. You could check it off your list.
1 weekend is a lot, but you could do it.
You could do that.
And I do want to say, don't freaking watch the movie first.
No.
Just tweeted me, oh, I started with it's the movie. It's a prequel, right?
No,
don't do that.
No, that's a huge spoiler in the movie. You cannot watch the movie first. You have to watch the show first. Must, very, very important, watch the show first. Do watch the show, I mean, and then tweet IGN. Make damn fine cup of coffee show happen, because that's the show that I want Eric and I to do. Half-hour show each week.
Even if that doesn't happen, we'll talk plenty about it. And last thing I wanted to mention is, because I should say that we're getting more than 9 episodes. They weren't specific. They just said that, when they put out their official little press release about him coming back, that he's back, he's directing it all still, and it's going to be more than 9 episodes. So.
You've seen the Portlandia Battlestar Galactica episode, right? Yeah. Make that your sub in between pings and make that your weekend.
Yeah. So do it.